Laravel folder structure. We will see here Laravel's files and folders. App console kernel. The console kernel is used when you interact with your application from the command line using artisan commands. Artisan is the command line interface included with Laravel. To view a list of all available artisan commands, you may use the command php artisan list. This will give you all artisan commands. We can also schedule tasks like sending mail, execute something, database tasks, etc. using console kernel. Suppose if we want to delete records from the table, the code may be like under schedule method. It will automatically delete all the records from the table daily. Now app exceptions handler.php. Exceptions are already configured in Laravel applications. You don't have to do anything about exceptions. But if you wanna change anything, you can do under just hover over this handler and select this file vendor Laravel framework CSS illuminate foundation exceptions handler. This will take you to the file. Search for function render. You can see here if you type something in the URL, it will show not found exceptions. If you don't wanna do this, you can change here. This code will redirect your page to the root directory. If route is not found, this code will redirect your page. Third folder is the HTTP folder under app folder. It contains controllers and middleware folder and kernel.php file. All controllers will be held in controllers folder. We can make new controller using artisan command php artisan make controller. Just type cmd. Controller created successfully. We can see it. This is our new controller. We make functions in the controller to show and manipulate data. There are 9 middlewares exist under middleware folder. App HTTP middleware. Work of middleware is to authenticate user, redirect to the page, and authenticate CSRF token. We can make middleware using Artisan console, PHP Artisan make middleware. Middleware name. We use redirect if authenticated middleware to redirect user to the page according to the guard. If user is not authenticated, it authentic middleware will take you to the root. If user is not authenticated, it will take you to the authenticate middleware will take you to the login page. We use redirect if authenticated middleware to redirect user to a page according to the guard. Guards define how users are authenticated for each request. Guards can take the user to a page according to the user type. We can turn off or on CSRF token for a particular page or for the entire application. If you want to turn off CSRF token for entire project, you can open the middleware, verify CSRF token, and in except array, write star in double quotes. HTTP kernel class. HTTP kernel class will run before the request is executed. This will configure error handling, logging, detect the application environment, and perform the other tasks that need to be done before the request is actually handled. Models contain all model files. To create model, use artisan command php artisan make model name. Model is used to identify table name and its fields. We can use models in controllers to run our database query. In next models detail video, we will learn how models run and how models join multiple database tables to get data from multiple database tables. Providers. The fifth folder is providers under app folder. Service providers are the central place of all Laravel application bootstrapping. Your own application as well as all of Laravel's core services are bootstrapped via service providers. More simpler definition may be given as providers are funnel nozzle through which we pour fuel called classes into a fuel tank called service container of an engine called Laravel. Bootstrap. The Bootstrap directory holds the files that are required to start or bootstrap the Laravel application. Config folder. Config folder has so many files, but auth.php and database.php files are important. If we want to add or remove authentication guards, we can do it in auth.php file. We can configure database using database.php file in config. Database folder. Database folder contains so many subfolders and files. We can create migrations to handle table structure of our project. PHP artisan make migration name. This command will create new migration. We can change table schema in the page. We will see it in further separate video. Lang folder. Lang folder contains messages of the current language. We can dynamically set languages of the web pages. We will see it later in detailed video. Public folder. Public folder contains CSS, style sheets, JavaScript libraries, files, images, videos, etc. We can use these files using a set method in Vue. Now resources. Resources folder contains CSS, JS, views folders. Views contain bled files of the project to view data on web page. Now routes folder. Routes are URLs in Laravel application. Routes folder contains four files: api.php, channels.php, console.php and web.php. Now api.php. API.php file contains routes of APIs through which we provide URL to third-party apps like mobile app or desktop app. Channels.php file. Channels.php file to broadcast data and to make real-time and live updating interface. Now console.php file. Even though console.php file does not define HTTP routes, it defines console-based routes into your application. Web.php. Web.php file contains routes of our web application. Now storage. Storage folder contains three folders inside app public folder. Public folder contains all our files. In config folder, filesystems.php will configure our disks. There are three disks in file systems in Laravel. First is local disk, second is public and third is S3. Local and public disk will save all your files inside your application storage folder. S3 disk will upload, download and show your files from Amazon Web Services. To link storage, you have to type a command in CMD. PHP Artisan Storage link. This will link your storage in public folder. You can get your files using a set helper function. Or you can get your files using storage method. Storage disk public folder name if there is any folder and then file name. Now test. Test contains unit and feature folders. There is an artisan command to run unit test, PHP artisan test. There is not much to do with unit test in Laravel. Now vendor folder is made by Composer, which contains dependencies of Laravel framework. env file. env file contains all basic settings like app key, This is app key. App debug. You can set true or false. It will show errors if you set true. App URL. Database connection. This is database connection. Your database name, your host name, port number, database name, username. This is connection name. MySQL or Postgres. Redis mail configuration, AWS key for storage configuration, etc.